If a woman is like punching you, should you punch her back? I think not, because you're way stronger. There should be a double standard. People act like a double standard is a bad thing. It's not, it's just logical. Stop pretending that men and women are the same. We are not the same. Not biologically, not emotionally, and definitely not sexually. Western society keeps shoving gender equality down your throats, and it's blinding you to the most obvious truth that we are fundamentally different. Let's start with sex. A female porn star can have sex with hundreds of men, and it will destroy her mental health. Why? Because she's born with around 400 sex cells, 400 eggs. Each month she's losing an egg when she's having her period. So this limited number of sex cells determines the female sexual strategy, which is to be highly selective and to get only the best genetics possible, which is the opposite of the male sexual strategy based on our unlimited amount of sex cells that we generate. Every time you bust your nut, it's like 100 million sperm, and you regenerate that, and you can have an infinite number of sperm that you generate. Biologically, our goal is to spread our seed far and wide, which entails a high quantity of sexual partners. Again, it's the opposite of women who have a limited number of sex cells. Very limited. If you compare 400 to infinity, basically, it's almost the same as 0 and infinity. This biological fact leads to the differences of everything. Like the way we view the world, the way we behave, it's all based on sex and reproduction. It's so different, which creates a double standard for men and women. So a male porn star, when he has sex with hundreds of women, it does not destroy his mental health because he is aligned with his biological imperative to spread his seed. Now let's talk about the brain. Women's brains have a thicker corpus callosum, which runs down the center of the brain, connecting the two hemispheres. This is like the bridge between the emotional and the logical part of the brain. So women's emotional and logical side are always firing together. This is why women are more emotional. She doesn't think, she feels. She's driven by her emotions. This leads to many differences that you might have noticed. You might have heard someone say, he's a man of his word. Have you ever heard someone say that about women? She's a woman of her word. No, because when a man says something, he's gonna do it. His word is his bond. He has honor. And that's because he can say something and then later, if he doesn't feel like it, he'll still do it because he said he would. He can override his emotions and do what he said he would. Women don't operate that way. If a woman says something, it's because she felt like it at the time. Later, she might not do it because she doesn't feel like it anymore. She's driven by her emotions. Her feelings are everything. This is why when men behave this way, it's very feminine and gay. If a man is led by his emotions, if a man doesn't feel like doing something, but he said he would do it, that's a bitch move. And men don't respect other men who behave in such a feminine way because women are supposed to be like that. Men are different. We have a thinner corpus callosum, so we can separate our emotional side from our logical side. This is our superpower. We can use reason and logic and completely disregard how we feel. And this also explains the gender pay gap, because women will not work as hard, not only because they have far less testosterone, and testosterone makes effort feel good, it makes you feel like working hard. Being emotional is not conducive to being financially successful. This is why almost all Fortune 500 CEOs are men. Almost all self-made millionaires and billionaires are men, because we can just do things despite how we feel. We can disregard emotions. Women, not so much. If a woman is very masculine, the more masculine a woman is, the more she can disregard her emotions. And the more feminine she is, the more she's in touch with her emotions. Same goes for men. The more in touch with your emotions you are as a man, the more feminine you are. It's all related to testosterone. Like our brain structure, the corpus callosum, the thickness of it, and how well each hemisphere is integrated. This is an aspect, but it's also to do with testosterone and like our hormone profile. Because the higher your testosterone, the lower your emotions usually. I remember when I had low testosterone because of bad lifestyle habits, I was very emotional. I had mood swings like a woman. This is a huge problem in the modern day. Men's testosterone overall is at an all-time low. It's like 50% lower than it was a few decades ago. And this is making men act super feminine. This is making men more emotional. And that's why I make so many videos about how to raise your testosterone naturally as a man. Make sure you're supplementing with zinc, vitamin D, get midday sunshine, lower your body fat. This all fucks with your testosterone. The water you drink is important. Make sure it's clean. A reverse osmosis filter. This is the best. But anyway, my name is Edvin G. I teach men the brutal truth of female nature. And I help them master themselves through self-discipline, solitude, and aligning with their will to power. This is huge. So I've been studying Nietzsche for years, and I've learned that everything is will to power. And when you align yourself with your will to power, this is what brings thriving and flourishing and happiness. So if you want to become the type of man that women respect and desire and that men admire, read my ebook, The Brutal Truth of Female Nature. Link in the description and top pinned comment. So it's so obvious when you look at these differences. Brain structure, completely different, which leads to different psychology. Sex cells, 0 versus infinite, basically. Huge difference. Hormone profile. Men have much more testosterone. It's not a little bit, it's a huge amount more testosterone. So when you look at that, it makes so much sense, the double standard between men and women. When a man has sex with lots of women, this is a great sign that he's dominating life. He's doing well. Lots of women want to have sex with him. He has quality genetics. He has power. He's attractive. Great. A woman does the same thing and it has a completely different effect. It sends a different message. It's like a traumatic thing for a woman to have sex with a man and then stop. She gets attached to the guy, and then it's like a breakup. And then doing that over and over again, it's like repeated trauma. Another thing I learned recently is that a woman has the DNA of every man that's ever nutted inside her. I do not have the DNA of every woman I've had sex with, but a woman does have the DNA of every man who has finished inside of her. His sperm has DNA. It's inside of her forever. So this is another reason why it's so traumatic and deleterious of mental health for women to have a high body count. This is another video I'm working on, why a woman with a high body count, it wrecks her, but a man with a high body count, it's great. It's like aligned with his biological imperative to spread his seed. I hope this is making sense, because all this stuff has always been so obvious to me. And it's crazy that I have to explain these simple concepts. I mean, the science behind it, like the biology behind it, I didn't always know. I learned these things, I don't know, in my early 20s, I guess. But it just always seemed obvious that men and women were completely different. But today's youth are brainwashed since they're young to believe that the women, like the girls in their class, are the same as they are. The boys are taught that the girls are the same as them since they're a child. And then they grow up into an adult and they continue to believe this. And this is why they struggle with women. If you're struggling with women, the more you believe in this delusion of equality, and I'm not talking about equal rights, I'm talking about sameness. The more you believe that women are the same as you, the more you will struggle in dating, because it's just unattractive. You will not know how to lead. You will not know how to be dominant. You will not know how to behave as a man. All right, so how do you use this information to help your life? Because that's the point of these videos. I'm trying to give you value that actually improves your life. So my tip to you is be unapologetically a man. Realize that you are completely different from women biologically and act like it. Embrace it. Embrace your masculinity. Increase your testosterone. Optimize your testosterone naturally. I'm not saying to shoot up exogenous testosterone. There's so many things you can do. Things that I do. Your diet. Eat beef and eggs. Lift weights. I do a full body workout 4 days a week. And then the other 3 days, I do fasted midday, shirtless, barefoot hill sprints. Okay, just combine that. It's like not only does it optimize testosterone, but it optimizes growth hormone, which is great for burning fat if you're cutting, which I am now. So embrace your masculinity, be dominant, be aggressive, be a leader, have big balls. And if you don't have big balls, act like you do. Luckily for me, I was born with enormous testicles. I actually looked it up, and large testicles usually correlates with higher natural testosterone. So I got lucky there. Like I said, there was a time when my testosterone was low. I was emotional. I was acting like a weak little bitch. And I think it correlated around the time when I tried to be vegan. I let my wife influence me into being vegan, and ethically I did feel bad for the animals, but it's just not a good diet for men. It's not good for testosterone to have a high carb diet and to not eat beef and eggs. So embrace masculinity, optimize testosterone. These are the practical tips, and just be unapologetically a man. Just walk around knowing that you have much higher testosterone than the females, and don't be scared of them. They're small and weak and frail. I can't understand men who are afraid to like go up and talk to a woman. She can't hurt you, bro. Like, women are such weak losers. If we hold women to the same standard, this is why double standards exist, by the way, because we're not the same. And imagine if we held women in the same standard across all areas. Because the feminism, the modern day society tells you, oh, a woman should be able to have sex with as many guys as she wants. Okay, so she wants to live the life of a man. What if we held her to a man's standard? How many push-ups can she do? How many pull-ups can she do? She can't do any, usually. She's weak. She's physically weak. And what about like conflict? If a woman is like punching you, should you punch her back? I think not, because you're way stronger. There should be a double standard. People act like a double standard is a bad thing. It's not. It's just logical. Okay, guys, I've been fasting all day. I can't wait to eat. I already went to the gym, full body workout, 2 hours, did my fasted hill sprints, and now I recorded this video. So I'm so excited to eat. I fast all day until I get all the important things done, and this helps me finish it, because once I eat, I'm just so lethargic. But yeah, this is optimizing my growth hormone and testosterone to do this. Well, maybe not testosterone as much. Well, yeah, having lower body fat is good for testosterone. Anyway, embrace your masculinity, have metaphorical big balls, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and buy the ebook, Brutal Truth of Female Nature, link below. See you in the next one. Peace.